Hello, everybody. Welcome to BroDown right here on Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and of course, that is the most hated man in professional wrestling and a former WCW heavyweight champion, Mr. Vince Russo. Hey, Vince.
What is up, Mac Daddy? We are going uno on uno tonight. The Dutchman is a little under the weather, so we are going to step it up, bro. Like good old times, bro. The two guys that started this show, we're back together again, Big Mac.
Hey, man, it's like old times here. But, yeah, we do hope the Dutch gets to feeling better. He just started feeling kind of bad earlier this afternoon. But if you want to be a part of the program, it's real easy. All you got to do is leave us a super chat. We'll throw it up on the screen, and we'll talk about it. Leave comments, questions, whatever it may be about tonight's show or anything else, and we'll get there to it. We have been trying for the last few weeks to get to 600 in this room at one time. 600 people at one time. If we do that, Vince has agreed he will do a karaoke kind of tune with his disco friend behind him over his shoulder you see in the background there.
Yes.
So we got to get the 600 in order to do that. Share this all over the place. Make sure we get there. I want to see Vince had to pull this off.
Bro. I've sung karaoke live many times online, bro.
You and Bill Apter would be good at that. Bill Apter loves karaoke too.
Yes.
He's a big karaoke fan. So you two have a battle at some point. That'd be kind of funny, actually. Let me ask you, there was something this week that you said, and I had to you put a comment out.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. Go ahead, Mac. I remember you said something this week. Go ahead.
You put out this thing that you had John Cena versus Triple H.
Absolutely.
And I asked you just point blank, I said, what are you smoking? There is no way in hell you're going to get John Cena and Triple H together in the ring. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I am. I don't put anything past Triple H. Bro, you hear me say this all the time about this show sucks. Both shows suck, and the dude's opening baseball cards with Roberts, whatever Roberts' name is over there. And today I'm seeing we got a show tonight, and he's freaking hobnobbing with Kennedy. Yes. Like, I swear, Mac, you got to understand something, please, man. Mac, when I was writing a show, when I was doing a weekly show, Mac, you barely had time to take a crap. And this guy is taking off the entire day of a show to go hang out with Kennedy in his freaking office. So you're gonna doubt him putting himself in a main event with John Cena before he retires? I don't doubt anything with this guy.
You can't be serious. Though. You don't see a physical altercation between these two. I mean, Triple H couldn't handle that anymore. I don't think his heart could. He's got a pacemaker, so I mean, anything can happen. That's what you're saying. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, man. Yes.
All right. Hey, look, if you got questions or you want to share anything in here, just drop us a super chat. We'll throw it up on the screen. One more thing before we get on to tonight's show. R-Truth. It has been the topic of conversation ever since he was let go. And to this day, people are still debating. Was it a shoot?
Stop with people. Stop being idiots. Seriously, if anybody is listening to this show and they don't know that it was 1,000% a shoot, turn off this show. Go hang out with the Marks because you're an idiot. First of all, bro, here's, and again, I'm going to lay it all on Triple H, and how dare he insult my intelligence. I did a whole show today. Bro, can anybody in wrestling be honest? Can anybody in wrestling be freaking honest, Mac? Anybody?
Look, that's been my issue when it came to Triple H too, and their response about letting R-Truth go. They had to oh no, that was all a setup. It's no big deal. We are working you guys. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. As a businessman, Vince, you don't dare put out for that kind of negative publicity and feedback that you got. You don't do that on purpose.
And here's the problem. I swear to God, Mac, this really is how stupid Triple H is, because he doesn't understand the ramifications of lying. All you had to say was, we made a business decision. We had to cut salary. Ron Killings has been here for 19 years, gave us a great 20 years in this business. It was nothing but a business decision, and then put the fans over, even though you're making a huge mistake listening to that's why you brought him back, because Triple H wants to be beloved by the marks. And when there was such a backlash with that, immediately we're bringing him back. Then he goes out and lies about it. But here's why he's an idiot. Okay, Triple H, let's go according to what you're saying. Let's assume you're telling the truth. So it was a work. It was a work, bro, right? Okay, so it was a work. So you mean to tell me, Triple H, this is how genius a booker you are. You had Truth cut his own hair, Mac, when the week before he's in the ring with heel Cena, and you want to get heat on Cena. If anybody should have cut Cena, Truth's hair, it should have been Cena. So either way, Triple H is lying, because either, bro, you're lying through your teeth, which you are without a shadow of a doubt. This was all a shoot. Ron Killing said it was a shoot online, or you're telling us the truth, and you are a horrible booker. So pick your poison, bro. But that's the problem, Mac, when you don't think things through. You don't think through. I'm going to lie to the people. I'm going to tell them it was all a work. And then I'm going to have Truth cut his own hair when we could have put all that heat on John Cena.
Well, let me ask you something else, Vince. I mean, if this were a work, as they say, wouldn't you have thought that maybe as John Cena was going for his match against R-Truth before he was let go, that maybe John Cena would say, I want to get his ass fired. I want to get R-Truth out. Wouldn't you throw some kind of heat in there if you already knew what you were doing? Again, I don't think they had a clue.
Well, and that's it, Mac. Okay, Triple H, if you're telling us the truth, then you are the worst booker in history.
Oh, yeah. I mean, stupid.
If this was all a plan, this was horrible, and you are. So what is it? Either you lied to us or you're a horrible booker. It's one of the two, bro.
Yeah, and look, I was around a lot of the guys last weekend, and this was a big topic of conversation. And every single one of them, these are guys who are in the business now, Hall of Famers, who truly believe this was a shoot that backfired, and they went back and tried to save themselves by backpedaling. And I don't think they can, even the fans knew. And I think that's why this got so heated. The fans weren't buying the crap that WWE was trying to sell.
And Mac, what is wrong with telling the truth? You know what? It was we were cutting salary. We had a cut. He'd been here for 19 years. But then you spoke up loud and clear, but I don't understand. Yeah, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. But that's what wrestling is, bro. Wrestling is built on lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie, and to the point that he doesn't realize he digs himself in a bigger hole by saying it was a work.
Yeah, you open yourself to take a lot of criticism. And again, I just don't think you do that on purpose. And if you do, it just says that you're not that intelligent, if that's the case.
And bro, they were so naive to not even realize that was going to be the response from their audience, which, you know what that tells you, Mac, which is unbelievable to me. They don't even know their own audience. What did you guys think the response was going to be? A beloved character of 19 years. What did you think the response was going to be? But Mac, this is dangerous territory, because now we're going to start giving into the marks. So Mac, here's my next question. You know they hate Nikki Bella. In their mind, Nikki Bella is not a good wrestler. She's not a Julie or Velcro or Vickery. She's none of them. So when they start booing Nikki Bella, is Triple H going to get rid of Nikki Bella now?
I don't know. And you know, you bring up Nikki Bella. I'm glad you did that, because let me ask you, are you a fan of Nikki Bella coming back into the WWE? I have nothing against Nikki. My concern is that when you try to progress your women's division the way you have over all these years, you're trying to kind of get past that diva look. Now you're bringing back in what was considered a diva at one time back into the company. Unless she's used in a unique way, does she fit the women's roster?
Bro, I don't think she fits the women's roster at all, Mac, but I think this is what we've been talking about all along. Those numbers on Netflix continue to go down. Yep. Netflix, they want star power, bro. They don't know Julia. They don't know the girl with the ram horns. They think Lyra Velcro stinks. They want star power. That's why Nikki whatever her face is, was brought back into Nikki Bella was brought back into the fold. Only reason, bro.
Catman 580 with the $6.99 super sticker or super chat here. Today is my 30th birthday. Hey, congratulations and happy birthday. Wanted to say hello and hope y'all are having a good night and hope all is well. Good here, brother. All good here. Now, speaking of good, the start of SmackDown tonight. Your thoughts? Because I actually kind of thought this was a bright spot of the show tonight was the opening.
Yeah, well, first of all, I do want to say this. Again, Mac, 10 minutes and 30 seconds into the show before a word is spoken. So they've already eaten up 10 and a half minutes of this show. This was a very good and a good promo because obviously this was all written by John Cena. 1,000%. And he laid out his entire plan from the day he came back. And I even wrote here, very, very, very well done, because this was not written by a writer. They're not going to write for John Cena. Yeah. John Cena is going to write all his stuff. And I love the way all of this was laid out. This is what The Rock should have been laying out.
Yes.
When, but we didn't get that. But Cena definitely thought all of that through and laid out a very good promo.
Yeah, I thought when he came out, he did a great job. Then we got Cody Rhodes came out, and I thought his promo was quick and had a good heat to it. Then we get Randy Orton that came out, and then LA Knight. I thought the entire thing was really well done, especially as we got towards the end when I kept thinking, all right, I need a little bit more here to close this out. And sure enough, that's when Ron Killings or R-Truth comes out and attacks Cena at the top of the stage. I thought that was a very good start, although even though they went back to it maybe once or twice during the show, I didn't think they capitalized on that angle, and they could have done much more with it during the night. Do you agree with that?
Well, here's the thing, Mac. I am grateful that they did something with it. I mean, when Cena went back out there, that is a different look. They never, ever do anything like that anymore. But again, Mac, that's the thing, man, that I think they're missing with R-Truth. I think this is what they're really, really missing. And this should have been part of what Triple H should have said. When Triple H said, listen, man, we had to make some budget cuts. The guy's been here for 19 years. Triple H should have said, and he's also 53 years old. Bro, lean into Truth being 53, man. And in the kind of shape he's in like that, that will get the people behind him. Lean into that. People will be like, holy crap, this guy's 53. I don't understand, bro, why everything is so cookie cutter. Nothing is thought through. They dress nothing up. This should be a 53-year-old man that was on his last leg. The fans saved his freaking job, and now he's out to prove his worth.
But would that make him look weak?
No, because of the way he looks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But if you're calling him an old man, people may eventually say, "Oh, I didn't know he was that age. I thought he was younger."
But that's that's a positive. They're going to look at this guy at 53 and say, "Holy shit!" I mean, I'm only suggesting that because of the way he looks. He's like a freak of nature. If he was a 53-year-old out of shape guy like Sami Zayn, I wouldn't be putting the spotlight on it. But the way this guy is built, if people have no idea this dude's 53 years old.
Yeah, he can go better than a lot of guys who are on the roster much, much younger, which is just incredible.
Right.
We do have a new member in here, and it's Akalish, I hope I got that name right, became a YouTube member, and we appreciate that very
Thank you
much.
very
We ask
much,
you to do the same thing. Matter of fact, you want to be a part of the show, just like Corey Jackson here, just drop us a super chat. We'll throw it up on the screen. Corey Jackson asking, it's so funny seeing folks in the crowd wearing Cena merch chanting, Cena sucks.
Yeah.
He did point that out during his
He
promo,
did point
too.
it out. He said a lot of people were wearing his shirt singing CM Punk's song.
Yeah, which is funny because a lot of people were concerned would he be able to sell T-shirts if he was running as a heel. Obviously, it's not hurting him whatsoever.
Yeah.
We do see after the whole thing took place at the top of the show between all four guys, and then you get Truth attacking Cena. We see Nick Aldis and John Cena in the back in a heated exchange. It almost came across kind of comical to me, though. How about you?
Why wasn't there audio?
I don't know. I think that he's trying to make it look like it was a baseball, like he was picking up the dust on the up.
That was so stupid to me. This is your world champion. Why did you not play the audio, bro? It was not important what he had to say.
I would think it would have made it much more heated in the exchange than just watch it, because it made it look comical. As I said, when I saw it, it looked a little comical because of the old setup.
I agree, man. Yes.
Let's see. Then we get the King of the Ring Fatal 4-Way qualifying match, the first one of the night. That was Carmelo versus Orton versus Aleister Black versus L.A. Knight. And we get a Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker attack during that match with Randy Orton winning. Anything about this you want to talk about?
Bro, who did they attack? I missed that. Who did they attack?
I didn't see that, and I went back through my notes trying to find that. They were attacking either Aleister Black and L.A. Knight, but it was Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker making the attack.
I think they got heat with L.A. Knight. So yeah, that was how they got L.A. Knight out of the ring. But bro, this is like this just goes to show you everything we're talking about at this point in their careers and where they are on the card. Does a Randy Orton or a Cody Rhodes really need to be winning King of the Ring? This just goes to show you, bro, nobody's over. They just keep going back to the same people. Yep. So now, bro, we're going to have Orton and freaking Cody Rhodes again. This is just, bro, I think a couple of things are happening here. I think number one, they're not getting anybody over. And I think number two, Netflix is looking at the ratings. They don't know who these people are, and they want star power. But
what can Netflix ask for? I mean, you've been in there before. What can Netflix actually lean onto WWE and say in this agreement they have?
I again, bro, like, why are the numbers going down? They have to at least ask that question. And I would love to know what the answer is. And you know what the answer is going to be. You're going to get from them NBA playoffs, NSLs, NFL, Stanley Cup, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get all that shit from them. And all Netflix is going to sit back and say, oh, yeah, well, they're on versus our other shows, too, that are doing very, very well. And they're not live shows. So how would you explain that?
Yeah.
They're going to have to answer for it. And that's why I think you're starting to see them lean into more established stars.
But they don't have many established stars they can even pull from. I mean, honestly, who can you bring into the show? And we know Goldberg's probably on his way in again. But outside of some of these names, who do you really have you can bring back in? Like you said, you need to develop that young talent, because that young talent is the future of the company. Some of these older guys are not your future. They're your past. They're there to help push up the younger guys at this point. But I don't really see any major stars on the horizon.
I don't either, bro. The factory does not work. The NXT factory does not work. They are not making stars out of that factory. That's what needs to be looked at. Why are all these guys coming to the main stage and they can't get over? And people that you think are over to your fan base. They're not over to a casual fan base at all.
All right, let's talk about Fatu. He was in the back, and he's going to be coming up a little bit in a second here with a promo, and he gets interrupted by Solo Sikoa with Jay-Z from somewhere. I don't know where they were supposed to be from. a good little package, but it made Fatu, to me, look weak.
Yeah, bro. First of all, I want to say this. Fatu, bro, it's real simple. Fatu is over because Fatu is cool.
Yep.
He's unique. The way he speaks, the energy, he's real. He's the real deal, and he's over because he's cool as all hell. I think, bro, I swear I made a note here. Bro, I think the person that has grown so much from him on the mic, bro, Solo on the mic has gotten very, very, very good. Almost like he's in a mood. He's doing a tremendous job. But, bro, I noticed this a lot of times. They don't know how to get out of these in-rings. And this in-ring left with Fatu, you know, the expression is holding his dick. Yep. That's how this ended. And the reason they ended it that way, Mac, was because they want to stretch it out. They just want to stretch it out. But in the meantime, you left him in the ring, you know, with his hand holding his dick.
Because it was a very flat finish. It really was. I mean, he even had a defeated kind of look or confused look on his face, like, oh, maybe I'm in trouble. He should never have had that look.
He should have never had that look, because you look at this guy and you know nobody's going to tell this guy what to do. Nobody's going to tell this guy what to say. This guy's going to be his own man. I mean, you know that just by looking at him, you know?
Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. Ronnie Las Vegas. Triple H is purposely booking the shows poorly and pushing smart favorites. So once he's replaced, they will have an uphill battle to fix the shows. And the IWC will claim that the Triple H era was better. Triple H is working them.
Bro, I don't doubt anything these days. I really don't, because these shows are not good. They're not developing new talent. It's the same thing, man. You know, again, they pull the card today with the Cena Punk promo. Everything is this. Everything is this. Bro, there should not be an in-ring every week. The reason why there's an in-ring every week, Mac, is, you and I say this all the time, they can't have a match, and they're not going to do something outside the arena. So what's left to do? There's only one thing left to do: put him in the ring and basically cut the same in-ring every single week.
Yeah, and the in-ring promo that you're talking about, especially between Cena and Punk, wasn't bad, but it was just the same thing as last week. Really. Absolutely. It really was.
Absolutely.
In fact, it felt like maybe Punk got a little bit lost in that promo. He had to step back and think about it.
And I'm going to tell you something else, Mac, that I think happened on this show. I'll wait till we get there, but I'm going to tell you something else I think happened on this show.
Oh, by the way, I saw you just over the last week or so with your dad doing a lot of things. That was really cool. You went to a ball game and did things.
Yeah. Bro,
how old is he?
94, bro.
Unbelievable.
And he plays softball twice a week. He does his calisthenics every morning. I dragged him all over Colorado, and he kept up with me. He's unbelievable, man.
When I saw some of the stuff he was doing, and I was like, I can't believe that he is 94 years of age.
94 years old.
Did he ever smoked or anything? Is he always just clean? Never. So he's just
he weighs like a $135. He's always weighed a $135.
He could probably outdo you on a treadmill if he wanted to.
Oh, he probably could. Yeah.
See, Meth Rollins becoming a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, Meth. We appreciate that. It's an odd name to be saying. All right, let's see. Nick Aldis with the Secret Cervix and Chelsea was on the telephone. And then Zelina, she came up and she brings her grievances to Nick Aldis. What I loved about this bit more than anything else was hearing Chelsea still running her mouth on the phone while they were talking. She was still on speaker off, kind of low, and she just chimed.
Yeah, but I don't know why. The only thing, like, it was, why wouldn't Zelina Vega have cut a promo on Chelsea on the phone?
I don't know. I would think that she would have.
It was Chelsea, and she put down the phone.
Yeah, she turned it down a little bit.
Yeah, you got to cut a promo on it, then put it down, you know?
But I did like her in the back. At least somebody was thinking, leave the phone up. Let her just keep yapping while it's going on.
She's as entertaining as they come, man.
It doesn't matter where she is.
Yeah.
All right, so we had the fatal four-way Queen of the Ring qualifying match. That was Jade Cargill versus me Chin, your Chin, our Chin versus Nia Jax versus Piper Niven. The winner being Jade Cargill. What did you think about that?
It's just, again, bro, like these things are just very, very, very predictable. I mean, the way they book Piper Niven and me Chin and Nia Jax has had her run. You just, all signs point to Jade Cargill. There's two things it's missing. There's no mystery whatsoever. And Mac, there was always like, you didn't know who they were going to put over, and you'd want to watch to see what they were going to do. Like Hulk and Andre, Warrior and Hulk. Like, we can go on and on. You didn't know what they were going to do. And a lot of times it was like, man, how are they going to get out of this one? And that's what made you want to watch. 90% of this show is so predictable. So it takes that entire element out of it.
The only thing that I enjoyed about this match was I did see some growth in Jade Cargill and her work in the ring. She's been in the ring. She's been working. You can tell she's getting a little bit better in there than she has been. I was surprised that she was the winner actually towards the end, because I kept thinking they might go in a different way. I kept thinking if they go with me Chin, I'm going to shoot myself right here.
No, please, yeah.
Hey, you never know. Boy, we got Naomi, Miss Money in the Bank. I want to mention something too about her entrance music. Is it just me, or does Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest all have the same freaking intro music? Because it sounds the same.
Bro, I swear to God, when Priest came out at the end and like he was in the dark, and bro, I didn't even know who it was. I swear to God, I didn't even know who it was. Oh, okay, so, yeah, bro. Like the entrance music doesn't mean anything anymore. I do like I liked her costuming with the razor blades. Remind me a little of Razor Ramon. But, bro, this was another one. Naomi left Tiffany with her hand on her dick, bro.
Yep, she did.
The exact way Fatu was. They don't know how to get out of these promos, man.
Isn't that something that you usually start with? How are we going to get out at the end of this thing?
Absolutely, bro.
It's like one of the most important questions of the entire setup is, how do we get out of this? How's it end? How are we going? Because you work from the back forward.
Yeah, she gets in her face, proceed with caution, and just walks out of the ring, and Tiffy's standing there waiting to get attacked from behind. Like,
I hate the line. I hate the forced line by Naomi.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Please don't do that, because the fans will turn around on her in a heartbeat if they feel like you're just spitting out some kind of garbage they want to, sell a toy or something with. All right, we get Tiffany Stratton. She did come out, as you mentioned. They kind of went back and forth, and Nia backed off during the attack by. Well, let me get this right. Tiffany Stratton got attacked by Nia Jax, but before Naomi, God, there's a lot of ends in here. But before Naomi could cash in on Tiffany, we see Nia Jax back her off and say, no. Again, it seems like it's the same people in the same situations week after week.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Like and Mac, that's the bad part, because I don't care about anybody on this show. There is nobody I care about. I'm just being honest with the people listening to this show. I don't, because it's what Max said. It's the same people doing the same thing week after week after week after week. That we go back after this. We see the same thing with all the tag teams division. This is stupid. Like, literally, put Johnny Gargano in a clown outfit. I swear to God, bro, give him rainbow hair and give him a freaking red nose. The guy's a freaking clown. This was so freaking stupid. And this was, again, Mac, the second week they ran the play. So then we go to Motor City Machine Guns, and the Wyatts are now just another tag team. And what are we going to do, Mac? The next 4 weeks, they're going to beat every team that was in that scene. Okay, so what? So what, bro? Who cares?
Nobody cares. That's the problem. All right, we get John Cena. He's walking up to Jimmy Uso in the back, and he's looking for R-Truth. This was another one of those nuggets during the night that I thought was well done. And he tells Jimmy to tell Truth to meet him in the ring, but instead he got CM Punk, which was the promo we talked about to start off the night here on the show. But I did like that they tried to weave this story a little bit and tease you into watching a little bit longer. I just think that they could have done that throughout the night and made a lot more of this. And that's what I said when we first started the show. I felt like they started out with a good idea and they had a thread they could have run with here between R-Truth and John Cena. And I feel like they gave us a couple of things, but it wasn't enough. It could have been done and somehow towards the end of the night, because I thought the end of the night was flat too. But when you close out the show, I would rather have seen a confrontation with John Cena and R-Truth, something happened. This is blockbuster going nuts that the TV cameras go black at the end of the night, something. But they didn't do that. Did that surprise you?
Well,
ask that.
I gotta, bro, at least they did something.
Yeah.
This was definitely out of the norm. Cena going back out there and calling out R-Truth. I got a new name for CM Punk. I am now going forward. I'm going to refer to him so you guys know who I'm talking about. CM Punk will now be referred to as Pandering Phil. Pandering Phil, because all he does is go out there every week and stick his head straight up the cooler of the marks. This is supposed to be a straight edge, tough guy. And I got to tell you, bro, it drives me nuts, Mac, that nobody can bring up his MMA record. Like that's retarded. I'm just going to say it. It is absolutely ridiculous that you can't bring that up when every freaking heel, that would be the first place they would go. And Mac, what that does is it opens it up for them, because CM Punk can stand there and say, you're right, but how do you think you'd fare against me in an MMA fight? And then they can have an MMA fight.
Now, is this some kind of rule he has? They can't talk about it?
I guarantee you.
That was something, because when you got somebody like John Cena and CM Punk on the microphone going back and forth, Cena, that's great ammunition for him.
I know, it's so stupid, bro. Like, yeah. I swear to God, but that's taboo, and that's something they can't go there. Meanwhile, like I said, that could lead to an MMA fight with somebody.
Yeah. Look here, you want to be a part of the show? Just join us with the super chats, and we'll throw it up on the screen, just like Corey here. Vince, putting over Green might be hurting her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I put over Karrion Kross, too, and we see how his career is.
Yeah, we've been talking about Chelsea since we first started the show. She's been the highlight of almost every damn SmackDown. When we've done these reviews, I don't think there's ever been a time that we've been disappointed by Chelsea Green. That's just a fact. If you're looking for entertainment, man, she knows how to entertain. And but if putting her over is hurting her, then Chelsea Green sucks.
Yeah,
maybe that'll help.
Maybe that'll help a little bit.
All right, let's see. In the back, we get Byron, Alexa Bliss, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, which moves to the ring for our next four-way women's qualifying match, which is Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae versus Alba Fire, and the winner being Alexa Bliss. Did you give a shit or not?
Mac, I'm going to tell you something.
Uh-oh.
We may not see Alba Fire next week.
Oh, really?
This was a botch. Yeah. This was supposed to be the 1, 2, 3, and Alba Fire taps out at the same time. That's what this finish was supposed to be. And Rudy Charles, who I know Rudy very, very well, he counted the 1, 2, 3, and she did not tap. Rudy did what he was supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what the finish of the match was supposed to be, bro. I guarantee you it was supposed to be the 1, 2, 3, and she was supposed to tap at the exact same time, and then they would have done something with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, because, bro, you could tell it, because the announcers tried to sell it. Minutes after the 1, 2, 3, she tapped out, and then you could tell Alexa Bliss kind of didn't know what to do. It was awkward when Charlotte came around, and bro, I guarantee you that was supposed to be the finish. And man, it's going to, if that was supposed to be the finish, that's really going to hurt Charlotte Flair, because now she's kind of in no man's land. You know what I mean? If they were going to play off of this Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte and the winner moves on, this really hurt Charlotte a little bit if this finish was botched.
And she's had a rough go of it since she's been back in WWE on SmackDown. She's been trying to get her feet up under.
Which Mac leads you to the next question.
Which is?
Did they screw Charlotte? Did they purposely do it? Yeah, bro, people think, I swear to God, people think I'm this conspiracy lunatic. No, bro, this is the wrestling business. This is what they do, bro. When somebody pisses them off or somebody has heat or somebody's in the doghouse, bro, it is very possible they told Alba Fire to wait till the 1, 2, 3 and tap after that. That's how this stuff happens, bro.
Now, what happens with the agent in the back? The agent who helped produce this match, is there somebody in his ear going, what the hell just happened?
What do you mean?
I mean, is there somebody like Triple H watching this match going, looking at the producers going, hey, guys, this isn't the match I wanted.
Unless they screwed Charlotte. Charlotte. Now, if it was legitimately done, oh yeah, bro. I mean, the heat definitely has to go to the agent.
Yeah.
But again, bro, these are pros. Like they're right next to each other. Alba Fire is right there. She's listening to the count. I mean, come on, Mac. Like seriously, if she was out cold, that's one thing. She's listening to the 1, 2 tap, and she didn't tap.
Oh, boy. Well, we'll find out soon. That's for sure. Let's see. We got Williams Wrestling on here. Triple H is going to go down as one of the worst bookers of all time. The only reason he got his management spot is because he married Stephanie.
Bro, look at Williams' guns there. Look at Williams' gun. Little William
guns there. What's that? Charlotte Hornets? Is that what I say?
It's very nice. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We do have another one here. Super Omega. If not for Ron coming back, WWE is mostly boring. And that was I actually had like a little question for you, similar to what Super Omega is saying. If Ron Killings, the whole thing hadn't happened over the last week with him, would you have really tuned in tonight to see SmackDown? If you're just an average fan, because the only thing that seemed interesting to me was, hey, wait, I got to see what they do with R-Truth.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tuned in to see R-Truth either. I wouldn't have tuned in.
I know that, you and I have differed on that on another thing we were talking about at one time about R-Truth. And I kept saying, no, he's just a lovable character that people, are so attached to. It's hard for me not to pull for him. Yeah, I do think he carries a little bit of weight with the fans.
But Mac, you know what it is? It isn't that for me. Because I love the guy. It isn't that with me. Here's what it is with me. Bro, they're going to totally botch this. Nothing good is going to come out of this. It's a no-brainer. Okay, bro, we're going to have him attack Cena. Like, that's a no-brainer. Then what?
Here's what somebody sent me a message and they said, what do you think they will do with R-Truth when he comes back now to WWE? And I said, well, more than likely, they'll use him in the beginning, try to get a little push behind him. Yes. And then the same people who tried to get rid of him the first time will do the same thing again as soon as they can. They will find a way to bury him in that company because they're not going to lose. And like you said a while ago, there are people there, believe it or not, who carry grudges and don't like other people, and they will screw them over at a drop of a hat. And if you don't think so, then you really don't understand wrestling.
Bro, you saw Vince McMahon get screwed over. Okay, bro.
By his own family.
Yes, okay. Like, that's the wrestling business, bro. If Vince McMahon can get screwed over by his own daughter, Charlotte Flair can get screwed over, bro.
We got 444 of you in here right now, and we still have a little bit of time before we'll be out of here. But let's talk about the match for next week. We're talking about R-Truth right now. Nick Aldis made the match next Friday night. We do get John Cena versus R-Truth or Ron Killings.
Is it a titles match?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I did not hear them say it was a title match, which makes me believe that R-Truth might win next Friday night, and then we go to Saturday night's main event, which is rumored to be them again. And if that's the case, John Cena beating R-Truth, because you know how the 50-50 booking works there. So
yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. We get Cody Rhodes, Andrade, Nakamura, and Damian Priest with Cody Rhodes in the match at the end of the night. Anything about that match you want to talk about? Because
as obvious as can be. Like, just, you know, I don't get the whole Cody thing at all. I don't. He's so. I don't even know what word to describe. Look at Cody and put him next to Fatu.
Yeah. The actual, excitement by seeing both of them, from the fans. I think Cody has always had his character remind me of somebody from a show called The Boys that was on Netflix, I believe.
I know the show, but I only watched like maybe a couple of episodes.
And the character he reminds me of is a superhero, an American, kind of styled superhero that everybody thinks is so great. But the reality is he's an asshole. And I've always thought that's where Cody needed to be.
Absolutely. He's a heel. I've said from day one, the dude's a heel. I've said it from day one.
Let's see here. Vince, I have a conspiracy theory. Music.
Hold on.
Jey lost.
I got to play the music.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I didn't know you had it.
He's cueing me to play the music, Mac. Mac, get with the program, Mac Daddy. Mac, say it again. Say it again, bro.
Vince, I have a conspiracy theory.
Go ahead, Mac. Finish up. Go ahead.
Jey lost. Jey lost the World Heavyweight Championship because he's The Rock's cousin.
I love when these people start thinking like me. I'm telling you, bro. Who knows? Why would you take that belt off of Jey?
Look, I can tell you, Rikishi didn't care for it at all. He was not happy with it. And I do think they failed Jey Uso. I've said this on another show I do on Sports Kita. Jey, the poor guy, they had a story for him to win the championship, but they had nothing after he won the championship.
And Mac, marry that with the marks are writing the show, because let me give you two instances, bro. You know what all the chatter was about Jey Uso online. You hear what they were all saying, bro. Triple H is reading that stuff. That's a fact. I was told that from somebody inside. That is a fact. So he's reading all the negative criticism about Jey. You want me to further back that up, Mac? Let me further back that up. They put the belt on Lyra Velcro. She goes out there. They play Becky's babyface music. So Becky comes out 2 weeks in a row. They cheer Becky, and they were whatting Lyra Velcro.
Yep.
So what did they do? They took the belt off of Lyra Velcro, and now they're going to turn her heel just because of that response. Bro, I am telling you, the Mark audience is writing and dictating these shows.
And it's good.
And no, Mac, it's so funny because it's the complete opposite of Vince. Vince was, you're going to eat this and like it, whether you like it or not. That was always Vince. When Vince wanted to get somebody over and that was the guy, bro, you're going to like it whether you like it or not. This is the complete opposite, because Triple H is writing this show for them, and they are having an impact on the show.
Let's see. Super Omega saying, Vince, who has a bigger ego, The Rock or Triple H?
I just from what my eyes see, and nothing personal, from what my eyes see, it's freaking Triple H. And I say that because he puts himself all over everything, man.
Do you think that this whole Ron Killings R-Truth mess is going to hurt Triple H in the end? Do you think that that could have damaged his stability within the company?
I don't think so, bro, because I would almost bet you that call was made above his pay grade, because, bro, they were looking at Ron. Bro, here's what they were looking at. 53 years old. He's been here for 19 years. We don't do anything with him on TV. And after 19 years, the guy's making a lot of money. That's what they were looking at. So I guarantee you that came down to him. And, he had to pull the trigger on that.
So you think somebody in TKO actually is saying, hey, look, you got to get rid of this one individual by name?
I don't say that they're saying you got to get rid of this one individual. I'm saying I think when they go to Triple H, I think it's a dollar figure.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, I think it's you need to cut X amount of dollars. I think that's what it is.
So if you're Triple H, if you were in his shoes, would you have cut Ron Killings?
Bro, we know
just based on his history and everything with the company.
We know NXT is his baby. He's not cutting any of those guys. Johnny Gargano ain't going anytime soon. He's not cutting any of those guys, bro. And let's face it, Mac, he'd probably have to cut about 6 of those guys to make up Ron Killings' money. Yep. So it was probably an easy decision. My God, we can eliminate this amount of money by getting rid of a guy that's been here for 20 years. But that's what I'm saying. You don't understand your own audience to know that was the backlash you were going to get, bro. You didn't think you were going to get that?
Unbelievable. I'm still amazed to this day because, they say we started the show off by talking about a shoot or a work, and I'm amazed by how many people will sit there and go, oh, it was a work. It was a work.
Oh, God,
I don't know how. I mean, if it was one of the dumbest works I have ever seen because it really didn't make any sense. And you didn't prepare for it if it were a work. So that's how we end the show tonight. We hated having Dutch going tonight. Dutch should probably be back here next week with us. Hopefully he'll be feeling better by then. But Vince, anything coming up for you want to talk about or any of your other shows?
Yeah, guys, always, man. I do shows every single day with my good friends. A lot of people that have been in the business for a long time.
You have friends?
Got a couple.
You got okay.
Not too many. Couple of friends, Mac. All you guys got to do, get a free week. You could sample us first, man. Patreon.com/Russo TWC.
And if you want to watch any of the other shows I do on Sportskeeda, you can catch Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine. And I do that show with Bill Apter and Teddy Long. And then Teddy and I do a live show on Thursday nights on YouTube. And that show is Road Trip After Hours. Hope you'll stop by and see us there. And by the way, a lot of you have been doing that and subscribing on my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. The numbers, just in the last week, we've got several hundred of you have signed up just in the last week. So thank you very much. It's going up, and I appreciate that.
Mac, do you remember? I know you're a little younger than me, but you talk about the time machine. Do you remember the Time Tunnel?
I do.
What a great show that I got that on DVD. I'll give you, Mac. I will give you $1 million. What time? The Time Tunnel was bookend with another show. That was a classic.
Was it the Twilight Zone?
Good guess, but not.
Wow.
Do you remember it was the Time Tunnel and Land of the Giants? Those two shows. Oh, what great show. I got those shows on DVD, man. Oh, what great shows.
Yeah, I was just a little boy. He was probably about 20 at that age.
25, 26, something like that, Mac. Yeah.
Actually, I think you and I are actually about the same age, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think I'm a little older than you, Mac.
Oh, I mean, where do you? Oh, that's right, because if I remember, you're at 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 2. So yeah, I'm a couple years behind you. Yeah. Look at us trying not to give our age away. He's 64, I'm 62. There you go. We'll figure it out anyhow. What the hell? All right, we're out of here. We'll see you again next Friday night after SmackDown, and we'll be back here with BroDown. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that, of course, is Mr. Vince Russo. We'll see you again next week.